In this video I'm going to guide you through the requirements of preliminary grade, the scales and technical studies. So before you begin, make sure you've got a metronome because the tempo of the scales and exercises are very important. So use metronome, pro metronome like this. First thing is to set it to 100 beats per minute. So once you've done that, you can watch this video and then play along with me. Or maybe it's a little bit too fast at the moment, so practice it and then come back and then see if you can play it. The first one is G major, and we'll begin with that one. G major with minims. One, two, three, four. Now I'm going to play it with quavers. One, two, three, four. The next one is A major. A major with minims. 2, 3, 4. A major with quavers, détaché. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next scale is D major. 1, 2, 3, 4. And D major with quavers. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is G major, arpeggio at tempo 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now A major, 2, 3, 4. And now D major, 2, 3, 4. If you can play your arpeggios well, then usually your scales are also really good. All right, next we have the technical exercises. Now the first one, exercise PA, tempo 84. So tempo 84, this is left hand pizzicato. So put your bow down for this one. And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 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 2, 3, 4. Don't worry if you can't play it that fast. It does take quite a long time to get it up to that tempo. If you can play it at 64 or 70, 75, something like that, usually that's quite fine for the exam. The tempo is 56 for exercise PB. I'm going to take that down a little bit because that is quite fast. If you can play it at 56, that's great. But I'm going to take it down to maybe 48, and then that way it'll be a bit easier for you to play along with. Now this one is an exercise to get you comfortable with moving the hand, which gets you ready for shifting in later grades, and also finding the harmonic point on your strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the harmonic at the end, let that ring out. That sounds really nice like that. The next exercise, PC, is all about changing the position of the fingers. So in the first line, it's the second finger from low position to high position, from C natural to C sharp. And then on the D string, changing the third finger from G natural, which is the normal third finger position, to G sharp, which is high 3. So set your metronome to 84 for this one. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest, D string. So that was exercise PC. The next one, exercise D, is a preliminary exercise for double stops. So starting with one string and then carefully just adjusting your arm level here so that your bow gently goes on to 2 strings. Like that. A little exercise to help you with this one is just to move the angle of the bow around and just to see actually how small that movement is. It's a tiny movement from one string to the next one. It's not much at all. So with that, now let's go to exercise D. Again, tempo 84. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other thing about this exercise is that you need to be careful that your fingers don't touch the other strings when you're putting them down. So at the beginning, when your first finger goes down on the A string, make sure it doesn't touch the D string. If it's a little bit over and it touches the D string like this, you often get that rattling sound. So you need to make sure that your first finger and all your other fingers are right on top of the strings that they're playing and that they're not close to the other strings when you're playing double stops. The next exercise is exercise E, and this is for string crossing, and this is very similar to one of the very first things that I get all students to play when they're learning violin, just on open strings. It's simply just string crossing. Now exercise E has words to it, so you can follow the rhythm of the words. So that really helps students to play the rhythm in time. The tempo for this one is around 56. I'm going to take it down to 50. All right. So it starts out slowly and then it gets a lot faster with the semiquavers at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that second last note on the page there, on the music, it says tremolo. So tremolo is in the upper half, and you're just really quickly moving the bow up and down. They use that effect a lot in movie music. So follow the words along with that. So noisy minor, kookaburra, kookaburra. So the rhythm really helps you to get that in time. The last exercise is F, bow warm-ups. Now underneath the notes, it's got WB for whole bow, UH for upper half, so this part of the bow here, and then LH, no, it doesn't have LH, but then it's got half. So this is all about being in the right part of the bow at the right time, and also, you know, bow distribution, and making sure that you're using the right amount of bow for the length of note that you're playing. So minims have used the whole bow for 2 beats. So think of half a bow as 1 beat, and then the next beat is the top half of the bow, like this. All right, so let's play that one. Tempo 66. I'm going to do a little bit slower. I'm going to do 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So for that one, using the whole bow gets you up the top half, and then those 2 crotchet notes, upper half, and then back up to the top. Next note's a minim, whole bow, and then lower half. So there is upper half and lower half. So this is all about being in the right part of the bow, using the right amount of bow for the note that you're playing, and that's what the examiners are looking for. So there we have it. That's all the exercises and scales for preliminary grade. Once you've got all that under control at the right tempos, and you know all the little specific requirements for each of those activities, then I guess you can go into first grade. And for preliminary grade, you've got your 3 pieces. So hopefully those are quite good as well. If you've got any requests for me to play any of those pieces, just let me know, and I can do that for you, no worries.
Violin Virtuosos with Rodney and Anthea Wickstrom. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for all strings related education videos. Visit our website violinvirtuosos.com.au and like our Violin Virtuosos Facebook page.